Hi, Paul.
Is that
Can
you,
you-
Alice?
That's me.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty well, thank you.
And you're in Rensselaer, New York with your daughter Ingrid Bruck?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We're old Dutch country. Albany, Hendrick Hudson.
Are there Amish nearby?
No, well, there are Amish, some in country in the state, but not around here.
Closer to where Ingrid lives in Pennsylvania.
Oh, she's loaded with Amish.
She's right in the middle of them.
She's right in the middle.
Yeah. And you got your whole family there, it sounds like.
Quite a few of them. It's an unusual event. We've planned for it for quite a long while.
You don't do interviews regularly?
They're spread all over the country. Interviews for me? No. I'm not famous.
Not yet. Not yet, but you keep it up with the postcards and who knows what can happen.
You know, I've gained a very good friend from Postcard the last time. She and I have become pen pals.
Who's that?
Linda Flanagan.
Oh, excellent.
Minnesota.
In Minnesota.
Coleraine, Minnesota.
I have a Minnesota accent down. Would you like to hear it?
Oh, fine.
I ain't gonna pay no dollar for a corn muffin that's half dough.
I'll have to tell that to Linda.
Yeah, Kevin Kling, drop his name and you'll have instant Minnesota credibility. Alice, you're 94 years old?
96.
96. You don't look a day over 94.
Thank you.
Now, before we go any further, I have to ask you, because not everybody gets to 96, and not only are you at 96, but you're active creatively with the Postcard Fest. You're obviously very bright and very with it together. To what do you attribute not only your longevity, but your perception, your vitality, your liveliness at age 96?
I'm a Scandinavian. My mother and father were both born in Finland. And I think that's where it comes from. My mother was a very bright woman.
Mm-hmm. Do the Danes get any bit of that?
Well, we include them in the Scandinavian bunch.
I figured as much. Being a Nelson, which comes from Nielsen, I was just hoping I could get a little bit of that, you know. How did you find out about the Postcard Fest?
From Ingrid, of course.
What did she say? What did she tell you?
Gave it for my birthday last year.
Oh, that's how it works. She says,
And
"Mom, I'm
then
going to sign you up."
Here.
Yeah. And so this is 2 years that you've been doing it.
Yes, I've been having a lot of fun.
Why is that?
Well, it's given me something to do at home, and this brought up some of my own creativity.
Take us through the writing of a typical postcard poem from start to finish. Tell us about how you get the idea, where you sit down, what you're looking at, what themes go into it. Tell us all about it.
Should have brought them out with me. I came across a saying that Yogi Berra had said that really tickled me. So I used that for one of them. And the kids are going inside to get the postcards that I've already written. And I've said, "Oh, Yogi, Yogi, oh, Yogi," for the title. and I'll read it to you when I get it. And things come up, occur to me.
I have something very funny to show you. As a postcard poet and a parent Yogi Berra fan, somebody who loves you should get you some of these Yogi Berra stamps.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
How about that?
They're wonderful. They are Yogi Berra stamps. Cute.
Yeah. How about that? I can't be sure that every subject that you've written about in postcards will have its own stamp, but at least that one does.
Well, there's the illustration I did. Can you see it?
No, can you put it a little bit further to your left and up and up a little bit? Yes. Oh, there's a baseball player right there.
Yeah.
Whose illustration is that?
Me.
Wow.
I said,
Wow.
Yogi, Yogi, oh Yogi. The future ain't what it used to be, said Yogi Berra of baseball history. You are wise, which was a surprise, because you murdered the language inappropriately. He did too.
Well, it ain't over till the fat lady sings, as
I'm
Yogi
waiting
said.
to hear her now.
The other Yogi one that comes to mind right away, if you come to a fork in the road, take it.
Oh, I know. That's a
Yeah,
good one.
that's a good one.
That's, I think, probably his most famous.
One of those two I mentioned, I guess. There's probably a few more that come to mind or could come to mind. Read us another poem. You've got a bunch there.
Oh, all right.
Show them the pictures. Show them the pictures. Mom, show the pictures too.
Oh, okay.
That one got writing on the back.
Yeah.
Show the picture.
Well, there is a
Up and
whale.
left.
A little bit further the other way.
The other left.
Yeah, and a little higher. Little
There.
bit up. Okay, so it looks like whale hunting, maybe.
A whale with a bunch of atoms running down toward him.
I see.
ATOMS, atoms.
Uh-huh.
How great is our God. I didn't bring my glasses out. He detests monotony, and the things he creates are a wonder to see. Atoms so small that we cannot see are contrasted with great whales, titans who rule the sea. Each creation is perfect and lovely in its lovely detail, from the miniature atom to the tremendous whale. That's
Fanta-
that one.
Fantastic.
I'm into whales.
How come?
We went to see whales a couple of years ago, saw them. And this great big whale was greeting all the ships and flipping its tail in the water. It was really something. Oh, here's my glasses.
Fantastic.
Here's another whale.
A little higher and a little bit to your left. There we go. Fantastic. Those are your own illustrations.
Yeah, they're not much, but they were fun to do. I saw a mighty whale flicking its frisky tail as a mute greeting to me. Crack went the whale's tail as he glided back into the sea. I realized that he was victimized by fishermen intent on killing him and rushing whales into extinction. How can we live in a world without them? We must do all we can to ensure that the whales are still able to stay in the ocean's safe depths, dancing their ocean ballet.
Amen to that.
And that isn't also one of my daughters is a beautiful singer, and several of my daughters are. They sing. The two of them sing together, and one daughter, one sitting here next to me now, Lynn Aaron, wrote a poem, beautiful, beautiful poem about the whales, and turned it into a song that they sing together. So that it means a lot to me, the whales.
What is your writing desk like? Tell us about your process, about when you sit down to write, what you're looking at, what you think about, how it comes to be.
Well, I write scraps here and there all over the place. I've written one book that I wrote strictly for my family. I called it
My cup.
Yeah, My Cup Overflows. And I gave it to my
Mom
family for Christmas a couple of years ago. And they all keep referring back to that whenever they need to know any facts about the family.
So it's a family history in a way.
Yes. And I've been writing for some time on another book called Slices of Life, and I'm adding it to my legacy. It's going to be my legacy.
What is your legacy, Alice?
I hope to be able to leave something for my children. My health is failing now, and my money's going fast. So I'm hoping that this really will be my legacy.
this family history that you've compiled?
Uh-huh. Yeah. I've been diagnosed with breast cancer. So I may be having surgery though, but they don't know because I'm 96 years old now. So we'll see. I expect that I'm going to be around to 100. Only 4 years to go. I can make it.
Fantastic. What are some of the best cards that you've gotten from postcard participants?
Oh, I don't know. They're all, I've enjoyed every single one of them. I've already had several come in this year. And of course, I gained Linda for a pen pal last year.
Yeah. What do you think is the secret to the festival success? This year, there was a tie for the number of people participating, 544, I think, in 12 different countries. What do you think it makes it popular, or is the key to its appeal?
I don't know. I don't know. But it does have a great appeal, especially having cards come in from foreign countries. It's amazing. I received cards from Australia and the United Kingdom, Japan. And it's a lot of fun, wonderful, and it makes a connection in the world.
Well, it's beautiful to have you as a postcard participant, and I appreciated the card I got from you last year. Beautiful. And you used almost all the space on the card to get it across.
I get pretty wordy, I'm afraid. I managed to figure out how to. I started having postcards come back because they want, the post office didn't want where I stuck the at my own address. So
I understand.
I ended up sending 3 or 4 out by first class mail.
I've had to do the same thing this year.
Yeah.
Good thing I had a return address, huh?
Yeah, they were able to figure it out finally. But I thought that was stupid. I mean, I put a big TO in front of the address and from in front of the return address.
I
But I
blame.
can't fight with the post office.
Yeah, no. And if anything wrong with the post office, I blame Trump.
Good. I'm with you.
Of course, I had to politicize such a beautiful occasion. What advice would you have for people who are considering doing the fest, or what are tips you'd have for people who are going to do the fest for the first time?
Just dive right in and throw yourself into it. Don't worry about how it sounds to you, but some things work out very well.
And you compose directly on the card? You don't cook it in a book and then put it on the card?
Oh, no. Well, I do some scratching in the notebook, yes.
But you take from the notebook. These are notes. These are not developed poems. You get some ideas in the notebook, you put them down, and they find their fruition in the moment of composition.
Right. And I look at the pictures, and here's one. Can you see this?
I can. Beautiful.
This is small towns.
I love your palette too. The colors you use are fantastic.
Small towns have their own ebb and flow. They're the home of old friends wherever you go. Your church, your school, and then, as a rule, your measure is high and your status quo. But this one's fun to do. I did this a couple of times.
There's a very strong musicality in your work. To what do you attribute that?
Oh, I've been singing choirs for years, many years, church choirs, community choirs. Not anymore.
Do you think that your choir experience or level of participation has been something that's aided your longevity?
Oh, I'm sure it has. I'm sure it has. Yes.
Yeah.
The kids, my kids are all musical. The girls, they sing together when they get together, and they have a beautiful sound. They're very talented girls.
What happened to the boys?
The boys, two of my sons have preceded me in death. One died of something called amyloidosis at 45 years old, and another son died of
Parkinson's. Parkinson's.
Parkinson's disease. And the other two are still living. In fact, we just shipped the youngest son back to Grand Junction, where he lives.
Is it the hardest thing you've ever done is to bury a child?
Oh, it's very, very hard. Very hard. Yeah. And we've had our share of losses in the family. Yeah.
I suppose you live 96 years. There's a lot that's going to happen.
You know, oh yes, I did Lynn tell you that I've been married 3 times? I'm a widow 3 times. I have I've amassed 67 years of marriage.
Wow.
And 52 years with my first husband, almost 9 with my second, and 6 with my last husband.
Wow.
I had very happy marriages to very, very good men.
Outlive them all.
Yeah, yeah. So I have someplace to go when I go.
Do you see yourself doing the Postcard Fest next year?
Oh, sure. I plan to be here for at least 4 more years.
There you go.
Make
That's
100
fantastic.
years.
That's
Be a-
the attitude, Alice. A real joy to connect with you. I'm so grateful for your time today. It looks like a beautiful day in Rensselaer, New York. And thanks for taking time out to talk with me.
Oh, thank you for wanting to talk to me. Thank you.